Hi angels, welcome to Earth Angel Energy. I'm the Earth Angel, and today I'm bringing you another pick a card reading, and today's topic is how do people view your personality? So when people get to know you and they get to know your personality, how do they view it? And I have 3 piles for you. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Go ahead and take a second, see which pile resonates with you, and we'll go ahead and get started. Hi, pile 1. So if you chose the first pile, then this is your reading on how do people view your personality. Okay, so there's something about you where I feel like you don't seem super shy. Now with the King of Pentacles, you might be slightly more reserved in your energy, but something about you, there's a confidence to you. You might not be the person who talks the most. You might be still open to connecting with people, but what you say feels very meaningful. You have like a wise energy to you as well. People feel like you're very rooted and very grounded. Someone that I think is very reliable. But I'll be honest, I don't know if there's people from the past who kind of feel like you have good boundaries. And I feel like people don't always expect that. So if you've ever had like an issue with someone, if you've ever disconnected from someone, if you've ever even like snapped back at someone, I feel like people don't quite see that coming. I kind of feel like you have that sort of energy where you might even have people who will like feel a certain way about you for no reason and you're not sure why. You could also be the kind of person who's not afraid to go your own way. You might march to the beat of your own drum, but there's something that's not very, you're not like a crazy flamboyant person either, but people can tell that you kind of live your life the way that you want to. I want to get a little bit more. There's something about the 5 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. King of Cups. I feel like a lot of people really do like your personality, but especially if some people are like insecure or egotistical even, I feel like they could really struggle. I feel like people who are emotionally balanced and people who have a lot of confidence in themselves, people who maybe don't feel like they need to be in competition with other people. Yeah, these are the kind of people who love your personality. I feel like people who are egotistical, manipulative, or like overly insecure might not like your personality as much. But I think it's because you remind them of like something they're lacking here. Yeah. You could be hard to read for people too. People want to know more about you. I don't think you share as much as people want you to share. 2 of Wands and the 2 of Pentacles. Once again, there's something super grounded about your personality. So when people see you, when people interact with you, you could have a pretty stable mood. Something about your personality feels very like no drama as well. But people could also not really be sure. You're hard to read. They're not sure how you feel about them sometimes. But once again, I feel like for people who are already in a good energy, just kind of like you, it feels very stable. You feel like really nice to work with, really nice to hang out with, collaborate with. It's always people who are kind of like in a weird energy themselves. I feel like they really struggle with your energy. So if they don't feel good about themselves, if they're in secret competition with people, if they're insecure, I feel like those kind of personalities really struggle with your personality. But people who like themselves, people who are confident, people who believe in themselves, I feel like those are the kind of people who really like your personality. I feel like you also work well with others. You bring a lot to the table. There's something really, I'm going to be honest, and this is interesting coming through for a personality read, but people feel like you have the kind of personality that's either really good with money, or you're going to be good generating money, or you're just good with like making things happen, achieving goals, very goal oriented or action oriented. The Sun. You have the kind of personality where you can find the path forward, even in difficult situations. You probably don't complain very much. And you can kind of even look at like difficult situations and figure out, okay, like this is the path forward. Very practical, very valuable energy. Very like mature as well. I think like you're fun to be around, but it's kind of like you could be the kind of person that doesn't really, I feel like a lot of your energy goes into things that have purpose. People feel like you aren't just going to kind of like waste a bunch of time or put a bunch of energy into situations that don't really do anything or benefit you in any way. Yeah, Six of Wands, like you're here to make things happen. But once again, if there's people who like don't understand it, if there's people who don't get that, like people who are confused or people who don't really know what they're doing with their life, or people who don't really have much direction or much people who just don't know who they are or what they're doing in life, I feel like those kind of people feel really like nervous around you. The nice thing is though, once again, I feel like you have either found people who you connect with or you will find people who connect with you kind of on that same level where it's like, yeah, you know, we can have fun. Let's live life. Let's experience everything life has to offer. But I also want it to like mean something. Like I want it to have a purpose, you know? Like if I'm going to get into a relationship, I'd like it to be a good relationship. Or if I'm going to make friends, I want them to be good friends, you know? And I feel like with that King of Pentacles, once again, the King of Pentacles kind of lives their life like, okay, like this is something I can invest in. This is something that's like worthwhile for me. And so people honestly kind of feel like you have that personality where everything you do will benefit you in the long run. For people who get that, for people who appreciate that, I feel like they love it. Or even people where maybe they have other abilities when it comes to like emotional intelligence, or if they're like, you know, very passionate or attractive, I feel like they really appreciate that you can be very grounded. But I definitely get for people who like don't know what they're doing in life, or if they don't feel very good about themselves, they can feel very intimidated by you. It's like you have a very high threshold for people really connecting with your personality, but the right people will. So you might have experienced that in the past where, especially like maybe people misconstrued who you were or assumed things about you that weren't true. I think a lot of those people probably just didn't feel very good about themselves, didn't really know themselves very well either. And so they had a really hard time reading you. But I feel like for people who either have a lot of like high emotional intelligence, people who want to live a good life, you know, people who just live life intentionally, the kind of people I think you want to be connected to, I think those kind of people really, really appreciate your personality. So just continue to connect with people who get you, because I feel like the right people really will. All right, that's what I have for you, pile one. And once again, slightly hard to read, but I feel like once I got into it, I see why a lot of people appreciate your personality, but maybe why some people could be a little bit intimidated, but you don't really have to worry about that. I think as long as you continue to connect with people that you connect with, people who really understand you and appreciate you, I think you're going to live a really nice, robust life with people who also have really good personalities as well. All right, that's what I have for you, pile one. I hope that resonated. I hope that was enjoyable for you. Thank you so much for being here. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, instructions on how to do that are down below. Thank you so much once again. Until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you. Hi, pile two. So if you chose a second pile, then this is your reading on how do people view your personality. Okay, I'm getting a very intoxicating personality from you. I just heard you have the kind of personality where people think you're going places. So I feel like when people get to know you, they immediately feel like, oh my gosh, okay, this person is either going to be successful or live a great life. You have a very charming personality. I feel like you can pull people in when you want to. Now, there is something here where with the King of Swords, I don't think you're like a manipulative person though. So you probably could be a lot more like, you know, enticing. But it's kind of like if you like someone, you'll show them that. If you don't really care for someone, you'll just kind of keep your distance. Your personality feels very feast or famine. People either feel like they're just being showered with like this wonderful energy from you, or kind of like they don't exist for you. Now with the Ten of Cups, you're really nice to be around. I feel like you make people feel very comfortable. You make people feel very at ease. People really like feeling close to you. But with that King of Swords, like you'll cut them off if need be. People also feel like you have the kind of personality that's very intelligent, very analytical. You have good boundaries, honestly. Three of Wands, very optimistic, always kind of looking towards the future. I just heard the word futuristic. So you could kind of see ahead, or something about your personality feels very like innovative, new, fresh. Something very fresh about your energy. You're never stale. You're never stagnant. You always feel like you're changing or transforming or learning new things. Coming forward in a new energy. You feel like a very fast-moving energy as well. Not rushed, but there's just something very dynamic about your personality. You could get like either excitable or kind of be very high energy and then need some time to kind of recuperate and kind of go back and forth. People could even see that in you sometimes. You have a nice flow though. So it's like maybe one day you're like, yeah, I'm going to work, like getting everything done. The next day you're like, okay, I'm going to chill a little bit. Or maybe you're spending the day with people and you might be really excited at one moment and then you're like, okay, I'm going to chill for a second. You honestly kind of have that personality. You could either be like a bit of the life of the party, or there's times where it's just like you're super fun or funny. It's like giving me that energy of people being like, oh, I just love like being around you, or I just love hanging out with you. People could honestly think that even when they're spending time with you, or if you're not around, they wish you were around. It's honestly a very cute energy. Let's get some more. Yeah, Four of Swords. Once again, it's like this very high energy, and then you might kind of chill for a bit, and then high energy and chill for a bit. Page of Wands. Kind of like this excitable person. You could get hyper sometimes. Eight of Cups. With the Queen of Cups. Very loving. Honestly, once again, I just keep getting this energy of like feast or famine. So people feel like a lot of love from you, or like just this great warmth and this great connection. And then you can either like switch the flip off, or maybe you stop connecting with them. I feel like a lot of people can feel really like down if they disconnect from you. Like your absence is really felt. Oh, Seven of Pentacles. You invest in people, invest in situations, and I think that's why sometimes you have to have those boundaries and disconnect from people sometimes, because I do think that you build connections with the intention of investing. But if you feel like, okay, this is not a good person, this is not a good situation, you will pull away. And sometimes you might just be like, hey, I'm tired, or I need my alone time. But I feel like people get actually people love you. People get kind of stressed. People could even get addicted to your energy with the Nine of Cups, like addicted to being around you. People love you a lot. More than you think. The Hermit and the Eight of Wands. I think also, one thing about your energy, and I've seen this kind of thing before, where I think because you do have your times where you have your alone time, or you kind of pull back, or you're not always available to people, it makes them like more attracted to you or more connected to you. Eight of Swords. Queen of Wands. People love talking to you. People love hearing you talk. People love seeing you move, seeing you in action. You're like an exciting person. You're also very healing for people. Even like your kind words, your smile, your attention is very healing to people. You have a healing aura, healing presence. Eight of Swords. I'm gonna be honest. Some people are like really in their feelings, or really in their thoughts about you. You are also somehow very mysterious as well. It's like people feel like they know you enough. They don't feel like you're secretive, but I feel like people could spend like all day with you, have like a great time, and then be like, but like what, like not know many details about you, if that makes sense. I don't know if you have people in your life who like overshare, but you definitely don't overshare. I feel like you share just enough. Like an enigma. Ingenue, I heard. You have a great energy. People love your personality. And you're hardworking. You can make work fun, or working with you could be fun. Or you make the time pass by. People could also feel like you have the kind of personality where you love your work. If it's something that you enjoy or that you're passionate about, you love to work. People could also feel like you have the kind of personality where they have to work for your love. You have a very reciprocal energy. So, like, if someone's nice to you, you're nice to them. If someone respects you, you respect them, and kind of back and forth. You match people's energy really well. But you also kind of give me, like, if someone's disrespectful or doesn't, like, give you a good energy, you won't give it back. And some people might be surprised by that. Like, if someone's, like, mean to you or, like, salty or something, then you'll just kind of, like, reflect it back or not connect with them. I don't know if there's people who are used to just kind of treating people any old way, but, like, you just mirror people's energy back to them. And that could surprise some people. Queen of Cups. Very loving, though. Ooh, what's the Seven of Swords and the Two of Swords? Or Two of Wands, rather. Something about your heart. That's one thing I'm picking up with this energy here. So I feel like when you connect with people, you give them a certain amount of emotion, right? It's almost like, it's like there's a moat around you. If you know what a moat is, it's like a trench that they used to dig around castles, and they would fill it with water to protect the castle. So, you know, if someone tried to invade, they would fall into the moat. It kind of feels like you have some sort of like a moat around you, but the moat is full of like nice energy and friendliness and fun. But like your inner sanctum or the castle that's kind of protected by it, people feel like they don't quite get to really see your inner part. Now, outwardly, you seem fun and warm and friendly. And people don't honestly really think that you seem like a sad person. Like, you don't give that energy of somebody who's like happy-go-lucky on the outside and like sad on the inside. People can tell you're probably pretty happy on the inside too, but they feel like there's parts of yourself that are very personal and private. So once again, I think the reason for that is I don't think you overshare. I think you share stuff, but people don't see you as a very vulnerable person. What's after the Five of Pentacles? Yeah, the Ten of Cups. You also have the kind of personality where you really cheer people up. You do. And you don't have to do a whole lot. Yeah, the Fool. Very happy-go-lucky, warm, fiery, funny energy. I think you've done a lot of healing too. I also heard for some of you, you can talk about like childhood things or past things that are kind of difficult, but you can like put a spin on it, like a healing spin. You have a beautiful energy. I think you've really done like a lot of spiritual, energetic healing, and it shows. I feel like who you are on the inside reflects on the outside, and it's very intoxicating. It's very high level energy. And so people are really taken by it. They're enticed by it, and they are healed by it. I would recommend, continue to connect with people, continue to, make new friends, get out there, pursue whatever dreams you have, because I think your energy is going to pull in the right people. And I think a lot of people are really going to be taken by this energy. Great personality, great vibes. Chef's kiss pile 2. That's what I have for you. Really nice. I do hope that resonated. I hope you enjoyed that. Definitely claim this energy because this is beautiful. That's what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, details on how to do that are down below. Thank you so much, Pile 2. That was beautiful. Until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you. Hi, Pile 3. So if you chose a third pile, then this is your reading on how do people view your personality. Okay, you kind of give me like main character energy, like that guy, that girl. I feel like you pull a lot of attention. I don't even think you really have to try like that hard. But you definitely have a very dominant personality, but it doesn't feel like over the top in any way. It feels calm. But definitely people just kind of get that sense that like you're the one. I don't know how to explain it. Like if you put you in a group of people and said like, okay, based on personalities, like who's gonna come out as like the number one? You. I hope that makes sense for you. You're mysterious. You seem intelligent. You just have like that it girl, it guy kind of personality here. Like winner personality. I want to get the Nine of Wands because honestly, there could be people who kind of wish that you weren't like that guy or that girl, but you are, personality wise. Like, I feel like you have like almost like this perfect personality. Like, you're cool, you're smart, you're nice, but like strong, confident, you make good jokes, like you're serious but not too serious. It's just like the Emperor and the Empress, like you've got it all. I feel like people of both genders feel like, nah, like you're the one, like you're cool. People think you're cool. You have a cool personality. Also, like, people respect you based on your personality as well. Four of Pentacles, ooh. I want to see what this this is exciting, Pile 3. You have such a cool energy. Okay. Once again, it's just like perfectly balanced. Like, you could be a little like spicy, but not like too spicy. You could be mysterious, but like not too like, it's just perfect. Let's get the Nine of Wands. Come on, the Star. I honestly get the sense that you're the kind of person where people like are happy to introduce you to people, are happy to connect you with people. Like, they have total faith. Like, you're that person where someone's like, oh yeah, I can introduce them and I know like it'll be great, you know, or I know you'll like them. And with the Nine of Wands and the Star, I feel like it's almost like difficult for people, especially if they want you to like slip up or do something crazy, or it just doesn't happen. Queen of Swords. You have good comebacks, or you have like a sharp wit. You're sharp, you're smart, you're bright. There's a little bit of a fearlessness to you as well. Not reckless, but like not scared. The Hierophant, come on. Like, so knowledgeable. You're super fun to work with. And once again, you know, personality is impacted by your experiences. It's impacted by the people in your life. It's impacted by what you go through. And I feel like you've taken every lesson in life and like really allowed yourself to grow into like the best version of yourself. Or like this personality is setting you up for that. Death card and the Five of Wands. You also feel like you're not really there for drama or chaos. You're not necessarily afraid of it, but you're definitely not going to bring it. I guess the only thing I would say is, okay, I'm like, how do I say this? If people want to do like, I'm just gonna say it. If people want to do like crazy, stupid stuff, like just like not like the smartest stuff to do, you know, maybe stuff that'll like get you into really bad trouble, or things that are really dangerous or reckless. I feel like that's the only context where people feel like, yeah, like let me not call Pile 3. Now, if they're gonna go out and like do fun stuff, like that's definitely, honestly, I feel like a lot of people like to invite you to stuff like that. Yeah, Six of Wands. Okay, there's like definitely this barrier here though. So you also have the kind of personality, I'm gonna be honest, people don't think that you would entertain like, you know, shady situations. Yeah. You are fun though. Three of Cups and the Seven of Wands. Maybe people think you might be like slightly serious, but not all the time. Okay, here's the thing. I do think that there's a lot of new energy. So you could either be meeting new people or people who just don't know you super well. I feel like once you get to know people, it's like the closer you get to them, the more you loosen up and really show your kind of fun, maybe like even silly side. But for people who don't know you super well yet, they haven't quite seen that side of you. So you seem really cool, really smart, like very charming, just kind of like that. I think a lot of people kind of look at you, like if they describe each other, people, they're like, oh, you gotta meet this guy, you gotta meet this girl, like they're so cool kind of energy, or they're like the best, you know, they're so talented, that kind of thing. But once people really get closer to you and like see you in a more casual setting, they get to see like your fun and silly side. And I feel like this is something that people don't expect. Page of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. Yeah, it takes time for people to see. I think you have your inner child within you still. Like your inner child is still thriving. It's just you don't share that side of you with everyone right away. People look up to you. People really admire you because of your personality. Yeah. I'm telling you though, but like once you really get like close or intimate with people, they get to see this like fun kind of like, I think you can be the life of the party. You can be very funny. You can be very like chill. But I do think based on your personality, people kind of feel like they have to put their best foot forward. Like I feel like people kind of feel like they got to sit up straight or kind of like, you know, really bring their best self to interact with you. But once they really get to know you, they realize like, okay, actually, they're really cool. They look really good. But they're also chill. I would say the chill side of you is the part that maybe people don't get to see immediately. You still seem like grounded. You're not abrasive or anything. But there's something that feels a little bit formal about your personality. So you could speak well. You could carry yourself well. People feel like they kind of have to be on their P's and Q's with you. But the more they get to know you, the more they're like, oh, like actually, Eight of Wands, Hermit, and the Justice. Whoa. Eight of Wands, Hermit, and the Justice. One thing I will say too, though, so there's two kind of inner sides to you. There's a side that's like really chill, really cool. But if people talk to you about things that you're really passionate about or things that you feel really strongly about, especially when it comes to like either moral or ethical things, people are shocked. Like you have a very strong, very deep base of wisdom when it comes to like the important things in life, right? So if they talk to you about like deeper issues, like you'll come out like, no, like very strong morals. I don't know why. I'm not gonna say people are super shocked by it, but I think people just respect you so much because of your personality. And you might have a slightly calmer, more easygoing nature that when they get that fire out of you about something that you care about, I think it really, yeah, Page of Swords. Page of Wands, the Eight of Wands. Yeah. People could feel a little bit, ooh. Okay, I just heard if you have like an opinion about like say like a social issue or a political issue, if somebody secretly has like a differing opinion, they feel really bad. Like if they find out, ooh, yeah. So like if you express an opinion about something important and somebody like thought something different or had like an opposing view, they really question themselves, honestly, because of you. Yeah. Because they feel like you're right, or because you have like a really strong moral backbone. Even people older than you really admire you, especially either ethically or like based on wisdom or intelligence. You do make people question their viewpoints. Five of Wands, Temperance, and the Strength. Like, if you have an opinion on something, if someone else were to express it, I feel like people would be like, no, like, I disagree. But if you say it, they're like, dang, I think you're right. You might be right. Like, oh, really? Like, you disagree with me? Maybe I should reconsider. Ace of Swords. Yeah. There's a lot of aces here. You have a very dominant personality, and you don't try to dominate. You've got that X factor. You've got that it factor where people listen to you. One thing I will say is this. I think one of your superpowers is you also listen to other people. You don't act like you know everything. You're open to changing. You're open to opposing viewpoints. You're open to growing. I think you look at everything from a critical lens. You look at everything from an honest lens. But there's something very balanced but confident about your energy. And something about your personality that says, I'm always trying to be better. I'm always trying to improve. I'm always trying to be the best that I can be. And that includes listening to other people, but also listening to myself. And I feel like you're flexible on a lot of things, but if you have things that you're inflexible on, like, no, I believe this, or no, this is my opinion, that's final, I feel like people kind of respect your authority on that. So I would say kind of wield this power wisely, but if this resonates for you, continue to build your wisdom, continue to build that confidence, because people in your life are heavily influenced by you. But I think the fact that they feel like you listen to them as well, and if you agree with what they say makes sense, you'll take that into consideration. People really respect you. You're a great leader. You truly have the personality of a leader. So if you're passionate about that in any capacity, even if that's, in your family, in your friendships, at work, it's beautiful, it's balanced. You have the personality of a leader, but it's because people want to listen to you, not because you want them to. You don't force anything. You don't push anything. You just walk with this confidence and this balance and this grace that just makes people kind of want to be like you, want to listen to you, and want to be close to you. If you ever deal with anybody who's super egotistical or maybe wants power for themselves, those are maybe the kind of personalities that might not mesh with you as well because they want to be number one. But I think there's a lot of people who want to be number one but kind of naturally recognize, like, no, it's you. That's what I have for you, Pile 3. This was amazing energy, truly. I think you've worked quite hard in your life, especially when it comes to your spiritual growth, your emotional growth, and your physical growth as well too. You're doing beautifully well. I think a lot of people really respect you and your personality. And there's just such balance and grace to it too. You're not domineering at all. You just walk with this quiet confidence and this knowledge that I think it creates a lot of faith that people have in you. People have faith that you're going to do what you say you're going to do and that you believe things for the right reasons. It's a lot of respect and a lot of admiration that people have for your personality. It's a gorgeous energy, Pile 3. Wonderful. That's what I have for you. I do hope that resonated. I hope you enjoyed that. That was amazing energy. Thank you so much for being here. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, instructions on how to do that are down below. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with me once again. Until I see you next time. Stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you.